Jordan would have scored 65 points there, so you're not good enough to even. We're gonna think you're like
Yeah,
the
that's
worst player in
exactly
the
what I
world.
just
Yeah,
tried to tell you.
that's what I'm trying. I'm just trying to clarify.
Yeah. Um, I just posted a question on my Twitter, a poll question. I said, "What NBA player would you most want to have on your team?" And the only responses that I've had so far have said LeBron, even though the things that have gone on recently. I mean, if you think about it, people wanted to see him fail so bad. The fact that he didn't play like the game that we're used to seeing him play. Like when he played for the Cavaliers, he's putting
Yeah,
up like 40 points a game and stuff. And then just because he didn't do that in the finals, they think, well, LeBron just did terrible. Well, he didn't do terrible. He is a good player, and he probably is the best player in the NBA right now. That's up for debate. But if you think
I
about
mean,
it,
okay, you could just say
honestly,
arguably he is the best player in the NBA.
yeah, he is. I mean,
There you
he's
go.
LeBron.
Yeah, he's LeBron James. People are writing him off because they lost his finals. Like, LeBron James' career isn't over. He's 26 years old.
Yeah, and
How old is?
he's already achieved as much as he has, and he's 26.
Yeah, how much? How
Two-time MVP.
much? Oh, sorry. How old is Kobe Bryant?
Oh man, he's
Like
getting up.
31, maybe.
If he's
He's
okay, he's 30 something. He's got already 5 championships. So he's
I'm
to
thinking
catch
maybe
up with
31.
Kobe. He can. I would expect LeBron James to have maybe one or two by the time he's Kobe's age. So I mean, I don't like how people. Well, it's probably mainly Cleveland people. They probably think, oh look, LeBron James's reign as one of the best players in the NBA is over because he lost one. He lost one finals. Magic Johnson lost four final. He lost four finals before he won one,
true.
and he played terrible in all of them.
Kobe's 32, by the way.
32.
Yeah.
So he's got 8 years to do something. And Kobe Bryant could probably still win another one if they can rebuild quickly.
Oh,
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
Yeah, but I'm a Lakers fan. Everybody knows that, but there's a lot of questioning
Oh,
who
definitely. I
who
mean,
they
unless they can
hired.
sign a guy like Dwight Howard, um, it's
I
probably
heard
not going to
talk. I
happen.
heard talk about Tony Parker.
I heard Tony Parker's going there, but I also heard that he said he's committed to the Spurs, but it depends on what the organization wants to do with him.
Yeah, it all comes down to that kind of thing,
Yeah.
money and stuff. If they think that he's worth the
Speaking
money.
of Tony Parker, did you know that he has never made a 3-pointer?
You're stupid. Yes, he has. He
No,
doesn't
he
shoot.
hasn't.
Yes, Tanner, you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, he has. Go look at his
Yes, I
career
do.
stats. He has hit 3-pointers. He used to shoot them all the time, but then his shooting coach told him to stop shooting him because he wasn't that good at him. He had a hitch in his jump shot. Now all he does is slash. He's hit
I'm
three
pretty
pointers
sure I read
before.
something where he's never made a 3-pointer.
Well, I'm reading right now where they played the Spurs in Game 4, and where they played the Grizzlies in Game 4, and Tony Parker hit a 3-pointer.
God, Tanner, where are you getting?
Wow.
If you're reading the
Well,
Bleacher
whatever I
Report, you need
read-
to get off right now.
Did you read that on Bleacher Report?
The Bleacher- No,
What was that dude's article about
No.
LeBron James? What was he saying? Like how he's like an above average player or something like that.
He said, I don't know, something about how like if they win, it'd be the worst thing to happen for basketball or something
Oh
like
no,
that.
he thought like the NBA would explode and the world would explode or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you went on this big rant about it and was freaking out.
Well, because I thought that. Well, I was just so so surprised somebody or the Bleacher Report would allow
They
somebody
made it
with
sound like
that was mentally challenged put that stuff on their
Mentally
website.
challenged.
made it sound like they made it sound apocalyptic. That's what they
No,
made it sound like.
it was the dumbest
The
thing
whole,
I've read in my
the whole
entire
NBA is
life.
gonna end.
Yeah,
I know it was
Basically,
pretty
that's
dumb.
what he said. Yeah.
it was worse than what like Skip Bayless says on a daily basis. It was
Yeah.
it was dumb.
Um, but like overall though, I enjoyed the finals. I enjoyed the playoffs, and like the playoffs were really great this year. NBA has been putting together some pretty great playoffs as of late. A lot of people's favorite series of the whole thing was like the one between the Thunder and Memphis.
Yeah, I think that was the best.
Probably because it was like every game was in overtime. It seemed like. And
Yes, it was. It was great. I honestly think, no offense to everybody else, but I think Oklahoma City, like I said earlier, I still think they didn't get a fair shot at the finals just because of all those fouls. I
oh,
still have a grudge at that, dude.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from.
yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't dispute that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but I'm looking at the scores from all the games in the finals, and every game was relatively close. There wasn't really a game that was like a big blowout.
yeah, the only one that was What
The
was?
Horn or the Lakers and the Mavericks game, the last one.
We're talking about the finals,
I'm
Tanner.
talking about the finals now.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
the
thought we were talking
biggest
about the
deficit was
playoffs.
a 9 point in Game 5. It was
Yeah.
112 to 103. No,
Well,
10 point
no,
in Game
10-point
6.
game
Yeah.
six. The last two games were 9 and 10-point.
The game was closer than the score looks. I mean, it was just like they just kept scoring at the last second.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look games 2, 3, and 4, each game was decided by 2 points.
4 was
Two,
decided by
2 points,
3.
and then the fourth one was 3.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's really like a one possession game.
For each one. Yeah, and then the first one was a 9-point,
Yeah.
8-point.
I was actually like when after game 1, I was actually pretty confident that Miami was actually going to be able to pull it off. But then I was actually surprised what happened in Game 2 when they had that 15-point lead and blew it.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
Then you realize, okay, they don't have it anymore.
I feel bad. I didn't watch that game because I'd gotten home from work and I missed part of it, so I just didn't even watch it. And then you text me like, "Did you see that?" And I was like,
it was weird. It was extremely weird to watch. Like it, it was weird. Like Miami hit, like Dwayne Wade hit a 3, and then you could see that LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and their defense, they were trying to dig in. But the next thing you know, they got a few stops, and then like there was like a cover on the rim. It just kept bouncing off, and then Dallas kept scoring. It was the weirdest thing to watch. I don't think I've ever watched something that just weird looking before in my life.
Okay, so would you like better this year's series or last year's? The finals?
Last year's these finals were good, but they weren't better than last year's.
no, last year's went to 7.
Finals.
Last year's
It was
went to
like-
7, and usually when a series goes to 7, there's some pretty dang good finals.
That's true. And then the fact, like, I wish that Dallas would have won it at Dallas instead of at Miami because,
The crowd would have exploded.
yeah, I mean, the Dallas fans traveled to that game really well. But I mean, you look at last year when the Lakers won, and the place was just exploding, and there was like,
Yeah. And then this time there was like
to the
10
crowd,
people in the crowd, and
yeah, and like it's not even that loud, and the only person you're really watching is Mark Cuban because he's like,
Yeah, that was the
already
closest thing to a
drunk, so-
party. Mark
Yeah.
Cuban.
dude, he's just drunk 24/7. Chase, I don't know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
he was drunk before he got to the stadium.
Yeah.
But I
Probably
don't know, I just wish it would have been in Dallas. But like you looked at last year, and it was the greatest rivalry in NBA history, and they're going to 7 games, and it was great. But this one was good too. And this, I mean, if these two teams keep meeting in the finals, because they met twice in the finals now, they could become one of the
Yeah, it could. I mean, it's already a rivalry, probably. Not one of the greatest, but
both teams are taking it from each other.
yeah.
Yeah. I've got a question for both of y'all. What do y'all think of the finals format, the 2-3-2 format? What do y'all think about that?
Uh, that's one of those things that's been up for debate for a while now. People think it's I don't know. I don't mind it, honestly.
I mean, yeah, I have one thing with it. It's the 2-3 part. The 3-game stretch in the middle.
Yeah.
If it goes to 5 games, is it almost that thing right there takes away the home court advantage of the finals, because a team to have to go on the road and play and for what is it, like 9 days in a row or something like that, and have to play 3 games within that stretch without even being able to see your family, without even going home. That's pretty tough, especially when you're in the finals. And then for the team that doesn't have a home court advantage, they only have to play 2 games within a 3 or 4 day stretch, and they'll have to do it twice. So that's not as difficult as 9 days and 3 games, and having to live in a hotel for about a week and a half.
Yeah, true. What do you think, Tanner?
I mean, I agree with Joseph completely with the whole family thing. It just makes the whole home court advantage thing. It just jacks it all up.
Like the Super Bowl. There's only like a 1 in 32 chance of you actually being able to play in your home arena or your home stadium.
It's never happened.
It's never happened. That's what I'm saying. Like this past year, all the Cowboys people thought, yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl, man. It's in our home stadium, and that didn't happen.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, you're talking to 2 Dallas fans here. We're not happy. No,
Okay.
you know what? Here's the thing that we were talking about. Tanner and I were talking the other day about how people were claiming that people were rooting for the Heat and people were rooting for the Mavs, and then everybody's like, "Oh, you're all bandwagon jumpers."
Bandwagon. Like I saw
And-
face status and I commented on it. I was like, no, actually, I'm a Celtics fan, but seeing that the Heat just basically swept us, I mean, we had 1 game on them. I'm going to root for the Mavericks. Plus, I've just always liked Dirk. You know.
Yeah, and we were talking about this. I think it's. I mean, if your team's not in the finals, there's